In the last episode, tensions escalated as Sakura faced off against Toga Men, and the rivalry between Furin High and Shishi Torin reached a boiling point. This time, we dive deeper into the intense battles, personal revelations, and a dramatic turning point for both teams. Will the conflicts finally find resolution, or will chaos reign? Let's find out. Ragi stops him from doing so and says, "Wait, this challenge isn't over yet. No one knows what will happen in your fight. You might lose as well." Hearing this, Ragi approaches Omemiya and asks, "Do you want to ask me anything about Sako?" But Omemiya, being quite wise, replies, "I don't want to know anything about Sako right now. Tell me when you feel it's the right time." Hearing this, Ragi feels very happy. The next match was set to be between Sakura and Gami. Meanwhile, Togamen starts reminiscing about his old memories, but Joji interrupts and tells him to focus on the fight. As Sakura and Togamen prepare to face each other, all the onlookers get excited. The members of Shishi Torin urge Togamen to defeat Sakura and avenge their loss. Meanwhile, Sakura's allies also motivate him, telling him to come back victorious. Here, Omemiya tells Sakura, "Go and have a long conversation." Sakura understands this as Omemiya's advice to prolong the fight so he can analyze Togamen thoroughly. Sakura recalls a boy who told him to win, and this motivates him to give his best. Determined, Sakura readies himself for victory at all costs, while Togamen also gears up for the fight. The battle begins, and Togamen launches a rapid attack on Sakura. However, Sakura, being an excellent fighter, evades all of Togamen's strikes. Despite this, Sakura struggles to attack Togamen due to his incredible speed. Observing this, Omemiya explains to everyone that Gami and Joji are the two most powerful members of Shishi Torin, making it nearly impossible for Sakura to defeat Togamen. Meanwhile, Sakura refuses to give up and lands a powerful kick on Togamen, surprising him. Enraged, Togamen retaliates with aggressive strikes, severely injuring Sakura. At this point, everyone assumes Sakura has lost the fight. Togamen mocks Sakura, calling him weak, which enrages Sakura. He starts attacking Gami furiously, saying, "Calling me weak reminds me of the people I despise. I would rather die in this fight than give up." Sakura enters his full power mode and starts attacking Gami, shocking all the members of Shishi Torin. However, Gami quickly retaliates, striking Sakura again. He tells Sakura, "Every member of Shishi Torin has a unique fighting spirit, which sets us apart and makes us powerful." Sakura, despite being badly injured, refuses to back down. He tells Togamen, "You people are weak. You target those who are weaker, just like you went after that weak boy from our school." Hearing this, Togamen is taken aback. He realizes that Kanuma and his brother from Shishi Torin were the ones who had attacked the weak boy from Furin High. This revelation makes Togamen understand that it was because of this incident that Sakura and Sugita had attacked Shishi Torin. It is revealed that Gami had believed all along that Sakura and the other boys from Furin High had attacked Shishi Torin first, prompting Togamen to seek revenge. However, after learning the truth, Togamen confronts Kanuma and his brother, realizing they had broken the rules of Shishi Torin by targeting a weaker individual. Furious, Togamen beats Kanuma and his brother and strips them of their Shishi Torin jackets, expelling them from the team. Now, Togamen begins to think that the boys from Furin High might not have been at fault after all. He resumes his fight with Sakura, and a flashback reveals Gami's past. It shows how Gami had single-handedly defeated many members of Shishi Torin. Impressed, Joji approached Gami and asked him to join the team. This is how Togamen joined Shishi Torin on Joji's invitation. The two became close friends and started taking on major tasks for Shishi Torin, earning the admiration of their peers. Both Togamen and Joji were very happy after joining Shishi Torin and started enjoying their lives. However, when Joji became the leader of Shishi Torin, he became the most powerful member, fulfilling his long-standing ambition. But Joji no longer found joy in life. One day, Joji confided in Togamen, saying, "Now, I want to make every member of Shishi Torin as powerful as I am." While the two were talking, a member of Shishi Torin approached them and informed them that other gangs had attacked them. Hearing this, Joji started beating the boy, saying, "You ran away, which means you are weak. From now on, weak people cannot be members of Shishi Torin. Joji then expelled the boy from Shishi Torin. Here, Togami doesn't like what he's witnessing at all. However, because Game is a good friend of Choji's, Togami refrains from saying anything and instead tries to stop Choji from doing all these wrong things. He tells Choji, "I will support you no matter what, but just stay happy, and I will do all these wrong things for you so that no one sees you in a negative light." Following this incident, Shishi Torin completely changes, and Togami starts carrying out every task Choji asks him to, just to keep Choji happy. The story now shifts back to the present, where Togami is completely distracted during his fight with Sakura. His motivation to fight has diminished, leading Togami to start losing to Sakura. Choji is stunned to see this, and Game starts questioning himself, wondering, what am I even doing? Sakura then asks, Game, why are you fighting me like this? And why did you just beat up your own people? Togami replies, this place is not for bullies, and they were both asserting dominance over others, which is why I had to deal with them. He adds, when a person's mind goes astray, even their hands and legs fail to work properly. These words, however, are Togami speaking about himself. Togami further says to Sakura, because of my mistake, a fight broke out between Furin and Shishi Torin, causing losses on both sides. Now, even if I want to, I can't stop this battle because, on that day, I made the decision to support Choji. Hearing this, Sakura starts feeling that Game might have lost his sanity. To snap him out of it, Sakura taunts him, calling him weak, and angrily declares, I will defeat you. This provokes Game, and he laughs, saying, I am more powerful than you. Sakura goes into his full form and attacks Togami. At this moment, Game begins recalling his past mistakes, how he supported Choji, and failed to stop him from changing Shishi Torin. Back in the present, Sakura gives Togami a severe beating. This angers Togami, and he retaliates, leading to an intense and evenly matched fight between the two. As both prepare for one final blow to end the battle, Togami realizes mid-strike that he should never have followed Choji's orders that day. Instead, he should have fought Choji himself to prevent the downfall of Shishi Torin. In the end, Sakura delivers a powerful punch that knocks Togami to the ground. Defeated, Togami admits, I can't fight anymore, and concedes. However, Sakura senses that Togami is intentionally conceding, so he angrily yells at him. At this moment, Choji interrupts, stopping Sakura from speaking further. He steps forward and challenges Umemiya to a fight. Togami tries to reason with Choji, saying, please stop, there's no point in all of this anymore. Togami moves closer to Choji, but Choji delivers a forceful kick, sending Togami flying. Choji then tells Togami, you've lost too, so you have no right to speak. This enrages Sakura, and he is about to attack Choji, but Umemiya intervenes, stopping him. Umemiya then says, I see you had quite the conversation with Game and now understand everything about him, which is why you were about to fight on his behalf. He then instructs Sakura and Togami to leave the stage, assuring them, leave the rest to me, I'll handle it. Sakura warns Umemiya, if you lose, I'll kill you. Sakura then wonders why he became so angry upon seeing Game being beaten. Even Naira praises Sakura for his fight, and everyone else also commends him. Ragi also tells Sakura, giving up like that was Game's way of trying to set things right, but still, you fought well. Following this, Choji challenges Umemiya to a fight. Umemiya asks him, after seeing this battle, did you feel anything? Choji denies feeling anything. Understanding that Choji is completely senseless, Umemiya prepares himself. Choji taunts Umemiya, saying, your team is full of powerful people, while mine is filled with weaklings. That's why I never enjoy myself. But now, I will defeat you in this battle, take over Furin, and become its leader. Only then will I finally have fun. After saying this, Choji attacks Umemiya, hitting him fiercely. Choji fights with incredible speed, and his attacks are extremely dangerous, leaving the Furin members in shock. They had never seen such dangerous moves before. Here, Ragi also tells them that in the history of Shishi Torin, Choji is the most powerful leader ever, and seeing all this, Sakura thinks to himself that if Umemiya hadn't stopped him back then, he doesn't know what would have happened. However, Sakura is thinking to himself that he will become the most powerful. Now, Choji continues to attack Umemiya relentlessly, and Umemiya does not stop Choji's attacks. Then Umemiya tells Choji that if he continues attacking like this, he is confident that he will win. At this, Umemiya punches Choji hard, causing blood to flow from his nose. After that, Choji starts attacking Omemiya again, but then he realizes that even after all the blows, Omemiya is not affected much. Omemiya then says to Choji that his punches have no power because he has no purpose in this fight. Choji replies that whether his punches have power or not, he will keep punching Omemiya until he falls. Choji continues attacking Omemiya, but then Omemiya also gets angry and punches Choji with full force, causing Choji to stagger, but still, Choji refuses to give up. Choji then tells Omemiya that he will free himself so that he can enjoy life again and not be bored. Omemiya asks him what enjoyment means to him. Choji replies that the enjoyment for him is in this fight and he wants to live his life like this. Omemiya responds, saying that Choji doesn't know anything about himself, and he feels pity for him and also for his team because he is their leader. Hearing this, Choji gets angrier. During the fight, Omemiya tries to explain to Choji to stop troubling his team. During the fight, Choji slowly begins to understand that he has been wrong in his actions with his team. Thinking about this makes Choji more upset. He starts to feel lonely, even though he has friends, and he doesn't understand how he became so isolated. Thinking about this makes him even angrier, and he releases his frustration by hitting Omemiya. But Omemiya continues to endure the punches and tries to explain to Choji that what he did to his team was wrong. Omemiya tells Choji that if he keeps going down this path, he will be left alone. Omemiya reminds Choji of the times when he used to be with his friends, and they were powerful together. After hearing this, Choji realizes that when he was good with his friends, that was when he was truly enjoying life. But when he started isolating himself and trying to become more powerful, that was when he stopped enjoying life and became lonely. Now, Choji begins to remember the days before he became a leader, when he used to talk happily with his friends, and he enjoyed those moments. Suddenly, Choji finds himself feeling lonely, as if he is falling, and then he comes to his senses and sees Togami, which makes him happy after a long time. Choji now realizes that by making others happy, he can also find happiness. Thinking about this, Choji asks Togami to smile again and apologizes for putting him through a lot. Both Choji and Togami realize their mistakes and apologize to each other. They decide to stay together like before. Choji has now realized all his mistakes, and this change comes because of Omemiya's words, as Omemiya is a wise leader who understands everyone's struggles. After losing to Omemiya, Choji asks him to become the leader of Shishi Toren, but Omemiya refuses, saying that he did not fight to become the leader of Shishi Toren. He has no interest in becoming the leader of their team. Hearing this, everyone in Shishi Toren, including Sakura, is shocked because they all thought Omemiya was fighting Choji to become the leader. Omemiya then says to Choji that instead of becoming the leader, they can be friends. Hearing this, Choji laughs and says that Omemiya is a really good person. Choji is now very happy, and after a long time, he asks Omemiya and everyone else to have a party together. Everyone enjoys the party, which Sakura doesn't like at all, but Omemiya and everyone else are having a great time. Seeing them together, Sakura understands that Omemiya fought Choji not to become the leader, but to make everything right. Here, Gami apologizes to everyone again and says, "Forgive me for what I did with Toga," and Chosi also apologizes to everyone. Then, Omemiya tells Sakura to decide the punishment, saying that they can punish them however they want. However, Sakura, being kind-hearted, forgives Toga and tells her to be a good person from now on and focus on positive things. This is the first time Sakura has spoken like this, and it shows that after joining Fuyurin, he has started understanding people better. Omemiya then tells Chosi that the reason he is always happy is because he likes being around people. This is why, even after becoming a leader, he remains so happy. Hearing this, Chosi starts thinking about being with others, so he can also be happy in his life and become a good leader, just like Omemiya. Omemiya feels very pleased seeing this because his goal of improving Chosi has been achieved. Omemiya then tells everyone that he wasn't interested in becoming a leader, but he had to become one in order to make everyone happy. After this, he focused on keeping everyone happy. Omemiya's words make Sakura realize that no one can be a leader alone. They need the support of their team and others. This is what made Omemiya a good leader. Now, after everything is resolved, they head to Fuyurin High. Before leaving, Omemiya gives Chosi a loaf of bread from Kotoba's shop. Sakura says goodbye to Toga and starts to leave. But since this was the first time he did such a thing, it feels strange to him. After everyone leaves, Chosi tells his team Shishitorin, to get ready again, and they share the bread given by Omamiya, which they both enjoy. Later, Sakura and the others return to their town, where Sasaki, the boy who started the fight, is still waiting for them. He feels relieved and happy when he sees that they are okay, and he starts crying. After this, they go to Kotoba and tell him that they have made Shishitorin their friend. Everyone looks at Sakura in silence and asks why he is so quiet. Sakura doesn't answer and starts to head home, but Omamiya stops him and says, "No one is going home today, we're all going to party." However, Sakura still tries to leave. Then Omamiya tells Sakura, "I need to talk to you," and Sakura stops. He feels troubled inside, thinking that without others, he won't be able to be a leader like Omamiya. Omamiya then asks Sakura how his conversation was with Gami during the fight. Sakura responds that he didn't speak with Toga at all. This makes everyone laugh, which annoys Sakura. But then, Omamiya explains, "When I told you to talk to Mako during the fight, I didn't mean you should have a literal conversation. I meant you should understand your opponent better." Omamiya continues, "During the fight, you probably had a good conversation with Gami, which is why you started liking him. Seeing him getting beaten made you want to attack Chozi." Omamiya says, "This shows that you understand people too." After hearing this, Sakura realizes that his sympathy for Gami came from understanding him during the fight, as he had seen what kind of person Toga was. Omamiya then says, "When I found out that a stranger was coming to our town, I was a little surprised. But when I saw you, I realized that you were a good person, and I was happy to know that a good person had come to our town." And that wraps up this chapter. From hard-fought battles to heartfelt realizations, this episode showed us the true meaning of leadership and friendship. With Shishitorin and Furin High finding common ground, a new journey begins for Sakura and the others. But is this the end of their challenges? Stick around to see how their story unfolds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next part. See you next time.